Well, it should be abandoned because there are deep conflicts of interest here that are corroding this process. This inquiries bill should not be brought or applied to the McGrail Inquiry. The person who is the advocate for bringing it, the elected leader of the government, the chief minister, his conduct is under investigation by the McGrail Inquiry. And yet the government are going to try to ram this bill through Parliament to try to, and then apply it to the McGrail Inquiry in which the conduct of the Chief Minister is under investigation. It's a scandalous state of affairs.
The Chief Minister has, of course, said that it's not about, the inquiry is about Mr. McGrail's early retirement and not about corruption.
But there are clear allegations made against the Chief Minister, and it is a scandalous state of affairs. So we called yesterday for this bill to be abandoned and for the application to the McGrail Inquiry to be abandoned. So for the government to now confirm that they are still steaming ahead is absolutely outrageous. It's an assault on good governance, and we think, we will put our arguments on whenever the bill is taken, but we think this is a further mark which undermines and erodes the credibility of this government.
The government has given you a commitment that it won't seek to exercise the power to affect the inquiry's ability to do its job. So what's your concern?
Well, we have a very deep concern because the government has been very clever in the use of its language. It talks about not ending the inquiry, not suspending the inquiry. But what it doesn't do, it's very careful with the use of language, what it doesn't do is say that it will not apply or use the newly acquired powers in this new inquiries bill in relation to the inquiries, to the McGrail Inquiry. And so, by the careful use of language, what it is really saying is that it will have resort possibly to the use of these newly acquired powers in the McGrail Inquiry to its own benefit. And so what you've got here is a government that is a core participant in the McGrail Inquiry, the Chief Minister who is a core participant in the McGrail Inquiry, legislating for his own benefit. It's a scandal.
You've been accused by the government of trying to hold back modernising legislation.
This is not about modernization. You look, that is a kind of Orwellian phrase to hide behind the true motivation behind this bill. This is not about modernizing the legislation. It's about improving the Chief Minister's chances in the face of the McGrail Inquiry allegations.
Telling the government to admit to making a mistake, it's almost like political mischief, though.
Well, I accept it was provocative, but look, provocative in the face of a deeply arrogant step which undermines due process and the credibility of this process in the face of the public. I think the public is scandalized, and I think it reflects what the public mood on this issue is, and so we have no qualms about calling on the government to still reflect on this issue, even though we are days away from taking the second reading of this bill in Parliament, the main debate. We think there's still time for them to abandon this because it's a bad idea and it will put Gibraltar's reputation at stake. We have already seen how this has been picked up by the international press, and our reputation will be in tatters just because of the self-serving steps being taken by the Chief Minister.
Well, why do you think it's doing it then?
Well, it's a matter for him to explain in Parliament why he's doing it. But what we see is a transparent attempt to load the dice so that he has more weapons, so he is weaponized during the course of the inquiry to use those powers for his own benefit. Look, it's no accident that his own legal team have advised that he should take this bill. It's not for the public good, it's for his own interests in a self-interested move to increase his chances of batting off allegations in the McGrail Inquiry. There can be no answer.